Hello again, everybody. This is Mr. Everything coming at you with another one of my ship spotlights. In this video, what we're going to be talking about is the Constellation Aquila. Yeah, this is one of the exploration constellations, and if you look at it, it is the old style body. It looks like it's not been updated to the new constellation standards. But it's still a pretty darn sexy looking ship, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at that. And later we'll talk about stats and numbers. Now, from what I understand, it's going to include the P-51, the Merlin here, right? And I do also believe it's going to include the Ursa landing rover. Oh, P-52 Merlin, sorry. It does only have one turret, and that's the turret beneath the hull, which is weird. You would think that the one turret would be on top, but that's reserved for an observation dome. Okay, we're just going to walk around the ship, taking a look at all the different graphics. Right now we're looking at the fuel or engine intakes, and then we can go towards the backside of the engine. And, oops, looks like I fell off here. Let's get a little closer. And you can see that the engines have these cowlings. And directly in the rear, you have a docking collar. Okay, so let's just run up to the front. Also, it looks like it's using the old landing gear style also. This is not currently flight ready. It is currently under damage state development, which basically means the whole ship's being worked on. Now the P-52 here has a folding wing. That's for like carrier landings or when it needs to dock in the docking collar. Beautiful engines. Look at the graphics on that sucker. That vehicle there is really well done. The P-52 Merlin. Let's go ahead and get inside of it. See the little handhold pops up, the ladder. And it's very tight cockpit. I'm going to tell you, it looks like there's a lot of leg room where your feet are at, but in fact the glass is like right next to your face almost, and there's no room to really shake your head around. It does have a lot of visibility though. I can see a good 180 degrees to my front dome easily. At the end of the video we'll go ahead and fly this around a Crusader and we'll show it off. Alright, so I'm going to get out. We're going to continue on with the tour of the outside of the ship. P-52 Merlin's got like little thrusters at the nose for changing the attitude. Right on the top center it's got a chain gun, and then on the wings it's got the lasers. All that's stock. I mean, it can be moved around and changed and things like that. Alright, just looking at the details. I'm taking some time to kind of just take a look at it. It's got that distinctive round window with large visibility for the cockpit. It's got these little hatches that would open. The Mark III maneuvering thrusters, which are actually just fan jets. They look like they're just fan jets, and that would work inside the atmosphere. I'm not so much sure how it would work out in space. And then you have the cargo bay. It looks like it's reinforced in the front. And then that's the old style landing gear. And you can see the intakes are just these little slotted fin, I don't know what you would call them, cowlings. They look really cool. But the problem is on the back side, you've also got these little vented fins right here, but they have no geometry. They are just solid or just flat pieces of paper, really. It's just there as a placeholder or something. But again, remember, the ship is being reworked. The engines look pretty good, but again, it's going to be reworked. So this is, I'm going to say, kind of like a partially finished Aquila. I don't think it's going to look anything like this. Hopefully it doesn't look anything like this when they actually release it. There's a very stout and durable looking docking harness for that P-52 right there in the back. And when you dock, your cockpit goes up into that little, uh, I want to use a foul word, but it goes into that little slot right there. And then when you get out, you'll be actually inside the ship, inside like a hatch on the inside of the ship. It's a very big ship. This is a pretty gigantic ship, and I did trade it in. I had a Retaliator, and believe it or not, I was disgusted with my Retaliator. My Retaliator did not have what I wanted it to have. Okay, look at the ladder up there. That's pretty cool. That way you can come out of the side hatch and climb up to the roof if you needed to. It's on both sides. The docking collar on the side with the ladders. Yeah, but I traded my Retaliator in because, to be honest with you, when am I ever going to drop a missile or a torpedo at a giant capital ship? Sure, in combat, okay, but I don't plan to be like attacking capital ships all the time. Okay, under here, it's not a turret, it's a dome, and I've also noticed that there are these little 3 glass covers over the windshields of the cockpit that kind of they're on hinges. That would be raised and lowered, I suppose, and then that opens up, and the cover for the dock, for the, what do you call it, the top observation disc would open up, so you'd have a full glass view. Plus there's the docking collar at the top where you would, I guess, dock. That's why they call it docking collar, right? Okay, so we're just looking around, looking at the whole ship. It's pretty good. I mean, for what they, I have mixed feelings. Like I'm happy that it's almost finished, but I'm sad that it's not up to the quality standards of the Andromeda. More thruster plates right here. All right, so we're just going to take a look around the front again, and then I'm going to go ahead and jump onto the inside so you can see what it looks like on the inside of this Aquila. Yeah, what I was saying was I don't plan to go taking a Retaliator into combat and just blowing stuff away. No, that wasn't my whole purpose of getting the Retaliator. My purpose was I was going to do long-range reconnaissance, exploration, maybe some cargo calling, maybe some party bus activity, you know, like taking passengers from point A to point B, or maybe landing somewhere with some troops or something like that. And I looked at the Aquila. It has, okay, we're going inside. We're going to take a look at the, so you can see this is the old layout. You got the ramp elevator in, you got the old table and chair. The table comes down from the roof, and then the chair lays out where you can sit on it. But the Aquila has a ton of cargo. Great, because I want to be able to carry cargo. It's great sensors for scanning planetary systems and exploring. Huge windshield for me and my friends to see the passing stars, and it's not really for combat. That's what our fighters are for. This is for pretty much when we're out exploring or carrying cargo, like a merchant. A standard Constellation might be able to do what this does, but this has a much better sensor suite. So I jumped on this instead. All right, now I think these are weapon racks on the left here. Not that, but those little things there. I think they're weapon racks. I'm not sure. Like you could lay a rifle down inside there just to put it out of the way. The turret. The turret's an RSI turret, so the guy on the bottom actually lowers down with his head up. A lot of other turrets will actually flip you over. This has the 3-seat bridge, and it's really spacious up here. There's a lot of room on the bridge in front of me. I assume that's where a lot of like holographic images would be. But there's like a huge amount of space in front of where the seats are. I was kind of playing around with the view angles and things like that. See, it's got those plates that lay down over the glass for some reason. I didn't know I did this angle. I don't know. I'm going crazy here. Why did I get back here? Big, huge seat. I'm assuming that the guy in the center would be the pilot flying it, but shouldn't he be the captain and the guy on his left being the pilot and the guy on the right being a navigator? But with it being the Aquila, maybe those guys operate sensors or something like that. Oh, what a great stomach. Nice tight abs. Whoops. Okay. I was kind of just looking around to see what exactly the pilot would see if he was looking around, and I was getting out. And I was going to access the turrets, but I kept accessing the seats in the front instead. So that's not hashed out. Like right here when I'm trying to click the down seat, what I'm actually selecting is the navigator seat. That shouldn't have happened because it was behind me. But I went with it. Okay, I'm in the navigator seat. Or maybe this could be the pilot seat, because like on an airliner or whatever, this would be the pilot seat, wouldn't it? Look at all that room in front of me. You walk around. Just imagine it. You're out in space, you're flying. You and your friends would have a great, great view of whatever solar system it is. And, you know, in Star Citizen, the solar systems are just amazing views. Okay, so I realized I need to get a lot closer to click this thing so I don't get that seat behind me. And then there's some graphical issues. I'm sitting in the air. I'm lowering. I'm not in a chair. Put my hands out, and then I fall into the chair. I'm in perfect position right here. This would be the turret gunner. I don't like it. I really don't like this turret gunner. I better not get into a combat situation because this Aquila would fail hard. If you're going to have a combat turret, put it on the top because of the way the head goes up, and then there's clipping issues right here. And then I found myself on the top of the turret. Okay, but I jumped back inside. So let's take the upwards turret. Guess what happens? I'm in the chair behind me. Oh my gosh. Yeah, they got to fix those. So yeah, there's going to be pluses, there's going to be minuses, you know. Okay, while we're doing this and we're looking around, I want to read off some stats to you. Just hard numbers, hard facts, right? It says, Aquila, the eagle, flies as swift as the stellar wind, always in search of new experiences. Striking with terrible lightning, Aquila once served Zeus. Now, as one of the premier constellations in the galaxy, Aquila will bear you triumphantly to exploits previously unimagined. Triumphantly? I don't think so. I think it's going to get shot down left and right. Role, exploration. Manufacturer, RSI. Max crew, 4. Okay, when they list max crew, remember that's not the total number of people you can put on a ship. Okay, look at this observation glass. That's pretty cool. You're in this little dome, all Dark Star. Remember that movie, Dark Star, where they had that guy Pinback? No, it wasn't Pinback. It was Talbot. Talbot was up in the dome, contemplating the universe. Okay, back to it doesn't mean that 4 is the maximum number of people you can have. What they're trying to say there, and I think they worded it poorly, is that's how many people you should have on your ship to maximize the ship's potential. But I disagree with that too, because I think you need somebody flying the Merlin, you need somebody manning the engines, you need somebody in the pilot seat flying, and you need a guy in the turret. You know, you need all kinds of people. So I don't know. That max 4 is BS. I understand there's only 4 beds that I'm climbing into. There's only 4 ejection pods, but so what? Okay, mass 80,000, cargo capacity in freight units 1,100. That's a lot. But guess what? These numbers all might change if they rework the design, and hopefully they do. They say it's 60 meters long. And the max power plant is 6. Factory engines is 4 Arc Core Arc Elite 500s, which are TR5s. Okay, now these little rooms here on the left where you see the light above them, those are ejection pods, it looks like. But you get your shower and your bathroom. Let's see, which one is this? The shower? Yep, there's the shower. And a mirror that doesn't have a reflection of you. And then it's where your soap goes. I don't know. Don't drop the soap. And there's the bathroom with the, whoa, what? See, I'm trying to click on the bathroom like the old Constellation. You could click on the toilet and you would actually sit down on it. In this one, no. 8 maneuvering thrusters. It has a bearing 6S7A factory shield, which is an S5. Defenses, Class 2 hardpoint. In the nacelles. It has missile pods, and it has 1 turret in the lower section. Yeah, which I'm not impressed with the turret being, especially when RSI doesn't flip the gunner over. He's got to shoot through his feet. Then it's retarded to put him on the bottom, because if you put him on the top, that would alleviate that problem and let the guy that goes underneath flip over, and or flip him over, or make it an observation dome underneath. Notice the cargo capacity. It's pretty large here. That's a big cargo hold. In my opinion, that's a big one. I was going to get the Retaliator and just take the missiles out and use it as a cargo carrying vessel and a party bus, but it failed. It didn't live up to my expectations. I was really thinking that the Retaliator was going to be this awesome vehicle and of like destruction, and but it just wasn't all that. To me, it wasn't. Okay, it has an RSI jump engine, a dock for optional P-52 Merlin. It has an RSI Ursa Land Rover. I can't wait to see that, because that's kind of like an APC for the Marines. It also has a fuel tank expansion, a long-range scanner, Will's Op jump point navigation sensor, so you can map out those jump points so that you can sell the you can map them out and sell the flight paths and stuff like that. It has a panoramic unobstructed bridge array, as we saw. It has angled top shielded flaps, deep space transmitter dish, science station in top turret, auxiliary fuel cells for extended space flight, easily accessible cargo hold, as you can see, side missile racks, maneuvering thrusters added for optimal maneuverability. Merlin launch bay has been adjusted for easy deployment, and pre-fitted for expansion station. Okay, now it looks like there's a couple of spots here back here that was just an afterthought. They just threw those tables in and those lockers, because that's what it was in the original Constellation. I think that's just filler because they look so like they were just placed there to fill up a gap. Let's take a look at these signs. Multiple exit support. Not exactly sure what that's talking about. And then this one over here is warning. In case of accidental loss of air pressure, stay calm, act quickly. Find something to hold yourself. Wear oxygen masks found in nearest emergency exit or emergency unit. Yeah, it's yeah, it's pretty cool. So I have mixed feelings. I already said that. There's a lot of cool things on this ship, a lot of graphics that I'm really impressed with, a lot of concepts and ideas that are really good. But then there's other areas that I think they just totally ignored or blew off. Like, screw it, let's just not even mess with this. Let's just move on. And that's disappointing. But on the other hand, I know they're not done. They can't be done. They're still working. I wonder if these are some kind of like battery power cells or servers for the long-range scanners. Somehow I get stuck in the wall behind this hatch that's supposed to be able to open to go down into your Merlin, the docking bay. Okay, how'd that happen? I'm on the top. There's a lot of glitching action going on here. Okay. They need to also work out the elevator because it was up. I clicked it and I just started going up. I didn't even have to wait for the elevator to come down for me to climb on. Why did that kick me back like that? It's crazy. Some rubber banding or whatever. It says no step, but you know what you're supposed to do? Step on it. It's supposed to open up so you can climb into the Merlin. And it keeps forcing me to jump into the walls and stuff. But I did want to show off the vents here. These are the Mark III maneuvering thrusters, which look to be just fans to me. I understand that they're going to blow air, but what about in space? You got to have regular maneuvering thrusters. It's RSI, and I'm not like 100% sold on RSI either. I prefer Aegis, and that was one reason why I wanted the Retaliator. But RSI does seem to have stepped up their game, but we'll see. We'll see once they get this thing done and they actually claim it to be finished. Then I'll take a look at it and decide if I'm going to keep it or not. As of right now, I probably wouldn't keep it because it's just a stupid ship. I know I'm saying that, but if it does everything I want it to do, like if they fix where the turrets are at or how they function, that'd be great. If they give me my Ursa Land Rover, that'd be great. And then if they, what else could they do? If they just did those two things, I'd be happy. I'd keep the thing. I wanted to show you that these seats all seem to be like in line with each other. They're like straight across. There's not like in the standard Constellation, the one in the middle is, I think he's farther back than everybody else. I don't remember. I was just taking a quick look at the chair. You know, I thought I'd take some like B-reel stuff so that I might be able to use it on a stream or something. And I realized that I can't do that because I've got my little Lieutenant Commander in the bottom left-hand corner of the video, and it would have been there permanently, and I didn't want that. So I'll have to go back and B-reel this later without that. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into Crusader so that I can load up the P-51 Merlin and we can fly it around. This right here was going to be another B-reel. Messed it up. Sorry, guys. I was being stupid. I didn't realize what I was doing. Now, if you have any comments or concerns or questions about any ship or anything about Star Citizen, just post that in the comments. I'd be glad to assist you and help you with that. And if you're interested in a... Look at this guy, how he's just jumping around. I think it's because he's got serious lag. And my ship's kind of moving. Alright, so we get in. This is definitely flyable.
Systems active.
Sexy. It doesn't want to take off very well, though. It jitters and it wants to wing over or something like that when I'm trying to take off. And that's with me not even having any hand on any controls except for the upwards thrust. I'm not even... Right now I'm looking around. Yes.
Successful. Landing gear raised. Landing gear deployed.
See, look at that. It's rocking left and right for some reason. I just wanted to show you how the wings would lay out. Now, I can't use the guns here because we're in Port Olisar and that's a armistice zone. But if I fly far enough away from Crusader, it's going to let me use my guns. And where the throttle is laid out and where the meters per second and the thrust and the space combat maneuvering and all that it's different. It actually threw me for a loop. Like I didn't know where everything was at because I'm used to the Hornet, I'm used to the Saber, the Retaliator, pretty much every other ship other than this one. But I found it. You know, it's not too hard. Traveling pretty fast, and it was pretty maneuverable. I was okay with the maneuverability of the ship. Now right here I wanted to show you how tight this cockpit was. That's pretty small. I mean, how big do you need it to be? You don't need it to be very big, but it just seemed like there's some other cockpits that are a lot larger. Merlin does look awesome. It's an awesome looking little ship. And it would assist the Aquila in fending off any kind of hostiles. So it's almost like you're getting 2 ships for the price of 1, which is kind of cool. And Aquila right now is going for $275. I'm sure when it gets pretty close to being flight ready, they'll have another big sale on it. But right now it's $275. I just missed out on the Starfarer at 300. If the Starfarer was still 300, I would have picked that up. But since it's not, I didn't. And my Retaliator and this Aquila was a 1-for-1 trade, so I just traded in my Retaliator and got the Aquila instead. Yeah, I was kind of happy about that because I like the Aquila's concept. Just don't like the way it looks right now. It needs to be fixed. I think it needs to be just upgraded, I guess.
Activated. Autoland activated.
The voice in the Merlin, it's so... activated. Almost like she's breathing in while talking. That's a skill. If you can breathe in while talking instead of, you know, having exhale while you were talking.
Request to land granted.
Yeah, let's land upside down.
Landing gear deployed.
Now this is just an external view, so you can kind of see it do its automatic landing thing. It's got that disc around the waist, you know. That's kind of a cool little unique feel, you know, look to it.
Safe arrival achieved.
See, now that's cool. Safe arrival. All right, well, thanks for coming out and checking out this video. I know it was kind of just me complaining about the Retaliator, and but I hope you picked up some pretty cool stuff about the Aquila and learned a little bit and saw how well the graphics is coming along. And I'll see you in the verse.